Welcome to the Star Room. I'm Empress Leah Starr, creator and host of Dear God, It's Me, and the Blueprint to a Millionaire Journey. Blueprint to a Millionaire is my personal journey of faith, healing, purpose, resilience, leadership, relationships, legacy, and transformation. It is the story of overcoming adversity, learning life's lessons, trusting God's plan, and continuing to move forward through every storm because I believe every challenge carries a lesson. Every detour has a purpose, and there is something greater ahead for those who continue walking in faith, love, perseverance, and purpose. Most importantly, this journey is about becoming the person God created us to be. Today, we are honored to welcome a special guest whose work focuses on healing, self awareness, communication, and creating healthier relationships. Andre Paradis is a relationship coach, NLP coach, speaker, and educator who helps people overcome unhealthy patterns, heal from past wounds, improve communication, and create more fulfilling relationships. Andre, welcome to the Star Room.
Thank you. What an intro. I'm like, who's that guy? Oh, wait, it's me. Oh, wow. Thank you. You put that very well. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Andre, thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited for this conversation because relationships impact every area of our
Amen.
lives,
Amen.
including our healing, our purpose, our confidence, our leadership, and even the future we create for ourselves. Now, let me ask you, Andre, when you hear the words blueprint to a millionaire,
Hmm.
what do they mean to you personally?
Well, I think blueprint is like a there's an inner plan. I think we're born with natural, right, a temperament that life will alter our family and you know birth order, and so we're born with a temperament and a blueprint of who I am and my core, right? My temperament, literally. And then life tends to throw us sideways here and there. Like I said, birth order, family stuff, trauma, right? Throughout life, that's we don't escape without any of that. So I think there's a blueprint of a source of who I am and my core. And some of us have to be discovered, right, to redesigning the plan, right, to become the person I was born to be, as opposed to get derailed by life circumstances, which is the work that I do with people, right? Everybody's been derailed in childhood, in relationships, in families, and they kind of, their spirit is screaming, this is not my life, this is not right, this is not why I was born to live, right? Like there's all my clients, their spirit is screaming, this is not right, this is not like the life I was born to live, that right? And they literally kind of lean into blueprint of how we're going to get there, because my spirit will say that's not it. But they fight, they fall, they get up. They fight, they fall, they get up, and they never quit. And those are the people who actually end up on the other side with all the goodies because their spirit knew up front. They just won't stop fighting for
Exactly. And how do unresolved wounds and past
it. Ooh.
experiences affect the relationships people create later in life?
Yeah, it's all, I called it at the age that happened to me, and this it's we're all the same in that way, right? We have different layers of trauma, small, medium, large, right? Neglect, abuse, abandonment issues. Some people in abuse have physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse. Some people have all of them, right? So there's different level of injuries, I want to call it, to the nervous system, right? We come to this at 5 years old, which is it's pretty universal. A little bit before, a little after, but around 5 years old is when our thoughts kind of come together with our feelings, right? Before 5 years old, we only have feelings, right? Have you seen a 2-year-old show a disagreement, roll on the floor, scream, have a fit, right? That's how they communicate because they don't have words, right? So we start talking at 3, but at the age of 5, our knowledge of a language, understanding, we actually can think for ourselves and we start, I call it getting online. So when our thoughts, because we can think, meet up with our feelings, which is life's experience, and when these two come together, we kind of wake up, right? And then what happens to all of us around 5 years old, this is standard, right? When you wake up to your reality and realize, hmm, right? If you weren't loved right, if trauma, right, abuse, neglect, abandonment is in your life, as children, we take that personally. And we think there's something wrong with us. So now we come up with it. First imprint, think about this, at 5 years old, the first time you put things together in your head, I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. The world's a dangerous place. You can't trust humans, right? I'm on my own. Like I'm not gonna do right decisions you made at 5 years old. You don't remember that, but it's on the imprint. That becomes the hard drive, right? The first input on your hard drive, and you continue doing life trying to prove that. It is so terribly simple and terribly devastating because we forgot. We don't realize we're doing this. So if you believe you're not lovable as a woman, that's typically the one for the ladies. The man is I'm not good enough. I'll never amount to anything, right? If you believe you're not lovable, you will then, by the age of 7, have proved it to yourself. In 2 years of awareness, because you experience your it's called reticular retention system, right? The same way that when you buy a white Tesla, all of a sudden you see it everywhere. When you believe something, you actually go out in the world to prove it. So by 7 years old, we're already cooked because you now have proof that you're not lovable because they would treat you differently, your parents, your friends, right? By 7, we're already cooked and now solid into that belief. And then you continue attracting people who will constantly reaffirm that you're not lovable. Bad relationship, bad men that you shouldn't be with, but your radar is pulled at that proving that you're not lovable, and then you think men are trash, right? Your life is terrible, right? You start, it's your fault, right? You must have something wrong with you, and then it goes on. So that part of my work is to actually believe the trauma, so you can actually be you, be a choice clearly, as opposed to be proving a point that you even forgot that you were proving. Oof, I could do this all day long.
Woo! That's powerful. And I think many people, okay, can relate to that, Andre, because often we don't realize how much of our past
Mm.
we're carrying into our future.
No, I think we're completely blind to it, honestly, completely blind to it. We just think we're gonna leave it behind. It was terrible, but we're gonna push through in our 20s and 30s. Except again, in my world, midlife, the whole thing comes down. Boom, you get smacked in the head, and now you can no longer you can ignore everything that you think you could just leave behind. And this is what I call doing your work. And this is a second chance at life and really kind of tuning into the person you were supposed to be. Because that ain't working. It ain't working for 25 years. And now you got to get it. Just say, sorry, I interrupted.
Let me ask you, what are some of the most common unhealthy relationship patterns you see people repeating?
Well, it's always the same. It's the judgment about yourself from childhood and then kind of confirming it. So, in a nutshell, right, the psychology of it is, excuse me, your first love affair for you as a woman is your dad. My first love affair is my mother, right? So I'm supposed to role model after my dad. If the setup is perfect, right? The boys role model after dad, devoted masculine leadership, right? Providing, protecting, cherishing. You know what I mean? That's appropriate masculinity, right? And my mother is my first love affair. So if she respects me, the way she talks to me, the way she's trying to raise me to be righteous in her way, right? Is ideal. So for the ladies, is daddy's the first love affair. Mom is the primary role model. So, but if daddy is in there, there's no daddy, or he's an alcoholic, is bad, right? Whatever, dangerous, right? He's supposed to be the protection over the family. Father energy, even if he works a lot, is protection over the family. When the family feels safe, mom can be mothering and nurturing and loving to the children. That's what the children need when they're little, right? She roles model femininity, nurturing energy to their daughter, right? And respect and understanding of male per daddy's role modeling. Do you know what I mean? So that's the good balance. What happens to most of us on some level now is that no daddy role model. So the guys are confused, they're soft, they're sweet, right? They were raised by mom to not be like him, right? So to shame themselves out of their masculinity or the model that they had, or the masculinity is bad because she made poor choices. And now he has to reject his own masculinity or idea of it that is toxic and bad, according to the woman, his mother, because she has her issues or traumas. So now he can't join the world of men. He's sweet, sensitive, talkative, vulnerable, nice guy, right? And women say, I want a nice guy. No, you don't want a nice guy. You can't respect a nice guy. You don't feel safe in a nice guy. Now, I don't mean you need a jerk, but I'm saying there's a way to be masculinely solid where you hold the frame, right? You make everyone, you take care of everyone and make them all feel safe. That's what women want. Nice guys don't do this, right? So forget the I want a nice guy thing, ladies. You want a man, right? So men need role models to become good men. So the trauma is always that disconnect, right? No daddy role model, no daddy safety for the little girls. If a little girl doesn't feel safe because daddy's in there or he's bad, right? Mom becomes mama bear. Mama bear is scary. Mama bear is not loving. The mama bear is just a beast, which is that's what happens. It's just a mechanism. It's not on purpose. But then the little girl now rolls model after mama bear becomes masculine. Without the safety of daddy, as a child, she cannot develop her own feminine essence, right? And she becomes locked in masculinity. And these girls are all my clients, right? They struggle with being vulnerable, to being loving, to be present. They struggle with control. They want to control everything because they had to control everything because at 5 years, 6 years old, they had to man up, protect themselves, right? So they can't let go with men and masculinity. They actually don't understand it. They become combative, and that's the big struggle. So it's always in childhood the real, the wheels come off. And it's fine. It's just like I said, it's the story of everybody. But what are you gonna do about it? Instead of getting trapped in a cycle, right? I call it do your work. And people come at me because they're like, okay, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I keep starting over again and the same result. So it's obviously me, right? I always say, if you say men are all, they're always, or women are all, they never always, it's you. It's you, baby. It's just you. It's not your fault, but you got to look in, right? If you're the common denominator, it starts with you.
Definitely. And that is such an important point. Okay. Because also, many people, they repeat cycles without even realizing
Ta-da,
they're
ta-da.
repeating them.
Absolutely. Well, it's a different guy, it's a different girl, it's a different relationship, a different person, right? There's a new chance, right? There's gonna be like there's a cross your fingers that he's good, she's good, right? Trustworthy, wants the same thing, blah, blah, blah. But the driver, your subconscious, is still trying to prove whatever it is you're trying to prove. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. So you attract only people. This is amazing because everything's energy, right? It's not a thought process. It's energy. If your if your radar is pulling at the frequency of I'm not good enough and I'm not lovable, you're gonna pull people who prove that to you, and then your subconscious goes, see, you can't trust anybody. See, they're all the same. See, and it becomes a life of hell because you're not a choice. You've been driven by the subconscious, where we're not conscious of, obviously. Woo, girl.
Ooh,
Woo.
and how important is healing and self work before entering a healthy
Well,
relationship.
I mean, it's primary, right? If I don't have a relationship, a good relationship with myself, how in God's word am I going to have one with you or anybody? If I'm not good with me, I'm not good with anybody. If I'm not loving towards me, I can't love anybody unconditionally. I cannot really be present energetically and be able to build with you. I'm damaged. Now we're all damaged. I get that, but you got to clean your stuff up because again, you cannot, people will often look at relationship to feel complete, right? To feel safe, right? When they never felt completed, they never felt safe, they never felt claimed, right? So you're looking for a band-aid, right? But you're the one with the hemorrhaging on the inside. You got to go into surgery for yourself first, right? And when that stuff patches up and you actually kind of heal, then you can pull in actually somebody to do life with, because actually that's where you said that in the beginning, right? We are born to be pair bonded. This is nature at its best, period. I live in Los Angeles. A lot of people with a lot of money, right? But people who cannot get the love dynamic in place, even if they're a lot of money, feels like losers because it's primary. The quality of our lives is directly connected to the quality of our love relationships, period. So it's not casual. It's not cute. It's not like it'd be nice if it's a human need, and we're both better in coupledom. Men need women, women need men, different strengths, different abilities, different, you know what I mean? Everything, different instinct, but come together, killer, right?
And I love that. Period. Because that's what it is. The love relationship, the relationship that we have with ourselves, it often becomes the foundation for every other
Yep.
relationship in our lives.
And I would say beyond often, always is directing every relationship that you pull into you. This is why when you do your work, the people around you change. The people that you used to attract that were toxic, that were proving your point that you're not good enough, you're not level, right? They fade out and you attract different people because you literally have, your radar retuned to a different frequency. I mean, it's a little woo-woo if you want to, but in my world, like that's just how it works. Everything is vibration, frequencies, right? And energy. And so when you tune your energy to who you are and what you want and what it looks like and being loved and self-loving in order to love somebody else, that the vibration you're sending out, if you don't clean it up, is the reality that you're creating. And you think that's the world, you think that's men, you think that's your lot, right? I had a few women say to me throughout my career, like, maybe some of us are just broken. Maybe some of us just aren't supposed to be happy. Maybe some of us just are supposed to be lonely. I'm like, stop. Because when you say that, your subconscious goes, okay, you're right. You're right. And the more you have to even watch your thoughts because your thought produce the voice in your head, produce the words that you use, and it becomes your destiny. Watch how you speak to yourselves because that's big, that creates your reality. So maybe I'm not supposed to be happy. The subconscious, okay. Maybe I'm supposed to be lonely. Okay. Maybe I'm not the one who's supposed to live my okay, like whatever you believe, you confirm and it creates. I mean, it's that simple.
Just that simple. Now, many people, Andre, are searching for love. Okay.
Yep.
What should they focus on first?
Oh my goodness, I love you. God, that's good. So I have this conversation. I go to the gym 5 days a week. So I'm surrounded with men, more though so than women. It's just whatever. And they come at me all the time with like, how like these girls, I don't know what the hell's going on. They just like, how do I. And I go, you have to start with knowing what you're getting tangled with, I want to say, right? So for the man, I say, you're gonna say this, and no, some people are not gonna like it because you're gonna recognize your shortcomings, but I'm here to inform and to love, right? But lady, I tell the man, find a woman who has a father she likes and loves, and hopefully has a couple of brothers. Because in the building of her life, her awareness as a little girl in the world, feeling safe with dad, loving dad, right? A girl like this understands masculine devoted leadership, as opposed to not understanding it and not respecting it and being combative. So girls who have fathers they love understand masculine leadership, understand masculine care, provision. They understand men protecting you is not controlling, it's protecting you. But protecting you will means often, listen to this, right? This is where women buck when they don't understand it. You know, where are you going? Who's going to be there? Who's driving? How far? Any drinking? How many people? Right? Women like, you don't get to control me. I'm a grown woman. No, no. If I'm going to protect you, I need to know what's up. And if I can't find out what's up, I can't protect you. Like, so I can't even hang on to you. I can't grab onto. Men only protect where they value, where they actually. I'm gonna sound it sound terrible, but men only protect what's theirs. Right? If you my house, my car, my girl, right? But if you won't let me protect you, I can't claim you, and it will actually let you go. Women don't understand that, right? So it's not control, it's protection. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the paradigm. So I say to men, find a girl who's got a father she loves. She'll understand masculine leadership and love and understand the safety of that, the provision of that. Do you know what I mean? Everything that comes with that more organically, right? And if she has got a couple of brothers, I say this with it's a little bit crass, but right, brothers, especially if they're older a little bit, hopefully a couple, they'll smack you around when you're unaccountable. They'll smack you around when you're disrespectful. They'll smack you around when you're dishonorable. They'll smack you around when you're not loyal. Do you know what I mean? So masculinity around a woman growing up teaches her dynamic with men that is crucial in the dynamic of understanding the dance with men and women. So that's what I tell the men. For the ladies, I say find a man who's masculine, not a nice guy. A nice guy you'll put in the friend zone, right? Not that you want a butthole, but you want a guy who's masculine, knows who he is, knows where he's going, has a purpose in life, conquer himself, conquer his fears, right? Knows who he is stoic, and is fighting to build something huge, right? So women hooked onto men who have a future. Because you could tell a guy who's got his life together, right? Like, look at him go, right? He's 32 years old, but he's flying. He's going out there, right? You know what I mean? So that's what I say to ladies. Find a man who's got his life together, who knows who he is, know he's going. Now, problem with that, with most of you ladies, is the more that type of masculine man, a little bit hard to connect emotionally because they don't live in their hearts and their bodies, they live in their heads. They're always plotting, planning, conquering, fighting, pushing, right? That's a paradigm of success. So the lady's like, well, I don't feel him, and I stand next to him, and he's not even paying attention to me. Single focus hunter do that, right? So he'll be head driven, right? But this is the magic. Are you ready? Again, the yin yang, the beautiful nature of nature, right? Your femininity pulls me out of my head into my heart. This is where you like us the most. We need you ladies to pull us out of our freaking heads and coldness of being up here all the time into my heart, to make me feel alive, to make me feel like, hold on, take a breath. There's a whole world around you, right? The kids miss you, right? Like to bring us back to even spirituality to God, because we get so warrior-like, we kind of are fighters and we lose track of the dimension of life that is beyond fighting and pushing, right? So masculine man, warriors, killers, fantastic. They do everything you want. Provide, protect, cherish, give, support, lead, and pay. No manipulation needed. That's what men do naturally, right? But again, these guys are warrior, right? They're pushing, they're busy fighting the world every day. We need you to go, okay, babe, that's enough. Okay, babe. All right, come and sit with us. Oh, okay, time for dinner. Okay, put the phone away. Right? Just a woman putting her hand on her man, just rubbing his shoulder. Just on his shoulder. Watch what happens. Oh, instantly grounded. Instantly grounded. My wife has this beautiful habit. We've been together for 30 years, right? But she gets it. She has 5 older brothers, by the way. Ta-da. Right? But we'll be driving the car, and I'm in the car, right? There's not a whole lot of conversation because I'm driving and I put in my head, right? Because driving the car is cruise control, right? I don't need my consciousness to drive the car, you know? So she's sitting next to me, right? And sometimes she wants to talk, and sometimes we talk, but not often I go up into whatever it is that I'm thinking about because we live in our heads. You know what I mean? And what she does is this. So beautiful. instead of taking it personally, I'm not talking and say, why are you talking? Right? Like she used to do that at the beginning. Now she's like, don't need to do this. She kind of does this in the seat and puts her hand on my shoulder as I'm driving. Right. And I go, and I literally just, like it stops the noise in my head. And now we're connected. Right. She gets me. She's not trying to make me act like she wants me to act. She just gets to be with me and gets what it does to my spirit. Just a touch. Ah, magic, magic. But again, she has a father she loves and five older brothers who taught her, right? The simplicity of the things that men need. Not that we're simple, we're simpler, but we confuse you just as much as we confuse you confuse us, right? As we're simpler, but she's been privy to watching all of that her whole life. Five older brothers, she's the only girl. Come on, right? She was the princess. Always safe, always protected, always love, always care for. Come on. And not very few people that I think were privy to that kind of childhood and lifestyle. So I'm a lucky man. Thank you, God, for bringing her to my life. Um,
Wow.
what else can I say?
That's wisdom. Okay. Because many
Oof.
people, they're searching for the right person
Yep.
while never becoming the person that they're searching for.
Voila. Wow. That's beautifully said. That's it.
How can someone begin breaking free from unhealthy patterns that have followed them for years?
Whoa. So what happens with typical humans do, right? Life doesn't work. Men aren't good. Women aren't good, right? The world is a terrible place. Everyone's struggling. The economy, the world, the government, women, men, like all, right? And what people do is they look outside of themselves and they point the finger outside. It's the patriarchy. It's men. It's women. It's social media. It's the economy, right? Like they point outside to justify their misery. You know what I mean? And it's again, your reality is made up. Your reality is not the reality. Your reality is what you think reality is. I'll give you an example of this really quick. People don't think about this very much, right? I live in Los Angeles. I live in the hills. I'm in paradise. I'm in paradise. Like it's so bougie. I'm telling you, it's incredible. I'm surrounded with trees. I don't see my neighbors because they live in the hills, so it's all trees. Like I look out my kitchen windows, I see an acre of green and trees. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. I have neighbors, but I don't see them because we're so lush, right? But get this, directly across the street from me, same beautiful neighborhood in Los Angeles, right? I think Los Angeles is amazing. I was Canadian, live in Canada my whole life. Like there's nothing like the weather in Los Angeles, the desert, the opportunities, the entire world wants to live here. Like it's just everything good that happened in my life happened here in Los Angeles. My business, my career, my wife, my family, all of it. Right. So I think LA is fantastic. Right. And if you've been around the world, there's no traffic problem here. There's no, if you've been to go to Bangkok, go to Mexico City, go to Japan, go to Tokyo, you'll see traffic like you've never imagined. In Los Angeles, no, not so much. It keeps moving. It slows down, but it keeps moving, right? There's no traffic problem. There's no pollution problem, right? There's no scarcity. I mean, it's crazy, right? So, but it's perspective. Anyway, so I think life is fantastic. I think life, the discovery, what's going to happen next week, next month, the people we're going to meet, the people that I'm going to help, the people that are going to come into my life. That, like to me, that's just exciting, right? Like, whew, like this is good. Like, what else is going to come? To and living in this beautiful place. My neighbor across the street, same city, same neighborhood, same privilege, whatever, right? People are terrible people. You have to protect yourself from everybody. Everybody's at least trying to screw you, right? Traffic's horrible. The water is terrible. Pollution's everywhere. I'm like, so again, perspective. His reality has nothing to do with my reality. We live in the same freaking place. So all of us have this idea of what reality is that is actually made up. It's made up for your experiences. Do you know what I'm saying? So understand it's not the world out there, it's you. It's you, it's you, it's you. If that ain't working, it's you. If that's not the way you want it, take responsibility, change, it's you. Right? You have to start with you. So it's not the women, it's not the relationship, it's not the economy. Like, it's you. And that's basically what most people don't do. They just blame everything outside of them. That keeps him stuck. It's kind of a victim mentality, right? They like to complain about it more than do anything about it because it takes courage to step out. It takes courage to go after it. It takes courage to rethink everything. Okay, it takes courage to clean yourself up, right? So most people don't. They try to sit back and complain about it. Okay, good for you, but the people who live the life, that's not what they do. They step in and they take responsibility for everything. Excuse me. People who win the hardest, the best, I want to say, are people who take accountability, responsibility for everything around them, even if it's not theirs. They just take it on, right? Think about this. If you think everything that's happening to you, you're accountable for, you created at some level, like it's not true. But if you actually approach everything like it's you did it, you're doing it, you're producing it, see what kind of power that gives you, as opposed to playing victim. Like it's that's if I'm doing this, how do I do this differently? Like everything, right? As opposed to, oh well, it's oh. So I'm saying people who succeed in life that have the lives that they want typically come from terrible beginnings, but go through their work, and step out, have the courage to do it, and take accountability and responsibility for every single thing in their lives, and they manage it, work it, and tune it up, and they live the way they were born, the life they were born to live. Oh, I could do this all day longer. Woo! You got me going. You got me going.
I know I
Jeez.
got you going.
Ah,
You know
ah.
what, Andre, that gives people hope because healing and growth are possible no matter where someone begins.
Amen.
And if
Period.
there is one lesson you wish every person understood about relationships, what would it be?
Do you first. Get your shit together first. Excuse my French. You do first. You clean yourself up first. You get down. You get dirty. You get the courage. You go dig. In my experience, people who don't do the works because they're afraid, but they uncover. Right? They think there's such pain in their past that if they crack it open, that's going to kill them. Right? There's a fear of really discovering what the part of you that you've hidden, that you buried down, that you can't even touch anymore. And if you do this, like people are afraid, literally, were they gonna who I really am if I'm not this anymore? You know what I mean? And so, like I said, people will just keep going on cruise control, right? And proving that they're not good enough, they're not lovable, that the world is a terrible place, right? That's safer than stepping into the unknown and digging down. So you have to do your first. Even if you don't, this is you're stuck in a loop like the rest of them, which is fine, but it's not gonna make you happy,
Woo!
right?
That's a powerful takeaway,
Mm,
Andre. And one I hope everyone listening takes to heart. Andre,
hopefully.
you've dedicated your work to helping people heal, improve communication, understand relationship dynamics, and build healthier connections. Please tell our audience where they can connect with you, learn more about your coaching, your
Absolutely.
programs, your resources, your speaking engagements, any project you would like to share.
Absolutely.
Please.
So I'm going to send it to my website, but also I have two gifts for listeners, if I may. So my website is projectequinox.net. Now, the equinox is the perfect balance between day and night. I thought masculine and feminine. To see it? I thought it was clever. So projectequinox.net. I'm on all platforms, social media under Project Equinox or my name under Paradis, all the social platform. If you go to my website, all the connections, all the platforms are there for you to tap in. A lot of blogs, a lot of podcasts. I do 2 or 3 podcasts a week because that's the way I use, and God uses me to spread the hope, spread the word. You, my darling, are a disruptor. I am a disruptor. All of us who are trying to have podcasts are trying to spread different messages, trying to get people to think or rethink, their lives, right? Disruptor. Thank you for being disruptor. Thank you for helping me spread this out there. The world is needing this, right? Everybody's suffering. Everyone's suffering. Men and women, everyone's suffering. What is going on? What is going on, right? So that's the decoding. But thank you again. So, BajiEquinox.net. Go play. You can spend a day on my website. It's just listening to podcasts. There's like hundreds. And you get what I'm up to. And the blogging, a lot of blogging, like content for you to think or rethink. But part of the reason why I do a lot of podcasts, like I said, to spread the word. And I've noticed that there's two types of listeners come on podcasts, right? And we'll let the audience qualify themselves. So there are people who are just kind of stepping to the world of like, what is all that masculine, feminine stuff? And like, what? Like, I'm a girl, I'm feminine, well, not necessarily, right? You know what I mean? And a man, I'm a man, yeah, okay, right? Where's your daddy, right? I'm just so people are like sort of like are looking for information seekers, I call them, right? Who just are starting to peel the onion and trying to understand and discover what I'm talking about. So this is for the ladies. I'm going to send you directly to my personal email. If you go to Andre, Andre, coaching, COHCHING, the number one at Gmail, Andre Coaching 1 at Gmail. In the subject box, ladies, if you're an information seeker, just write um, some irresistible book. So this is a book I sell on my website, right? Get this. It's called, you ready? This is for ladies. Are you ready? Are you ready? The title. 5 feminine qualities high value men find absolutely irresistible. This is my work with men. This is men speaking, not me. This is men speaking. 5 feminine qualities men find absolutely irresistible. It has nothing to do with your height or your color or the size of your butt. It's the energy that you bring. We talked about this earlier, right? The energy that you bring that magnetizes men towards you. It's fantastic, right? It's a 30-page, it's a workbook, 30 pages, right? You'll get to fill it in and play. You'll see what I'm up to in the world. You understand my work. And it's my gift. If you want to start poking around, AndreCoaching1 at Gmail. Come and get it, ladies. Now, also you can ask me questions, as you reach out, right? Ask me a question. Challenge me, please. Please try to challenge me. Please come at me. I could back it all up. It's not my opinion. None of this is my opinion. It's the work. So this is for information seekers. The second type listeners are people who are the more like, wait. So, there's something going on here. Like it resonated. Do you know what I mean? Because I teach nature and science, right? It resonates with the body. It's not my opinion. It's right, psychology, anthropology. So if you're that resonating person and you're more of an action taker, different type of personality, action taker, take actions, right? AndreCoaching1 at Gmail. In the subject box, just put talk now. I'll send you a calendar link to my calendar, right? And we'll have a conversation like this, like you and I are having for about an hour. And in that call, it's a gift. I get paid for this, but this is a gift for listeners. In that call, we go right to your childhood trauma. In 15 minutes, I do this all day long. In 15 minutes, we go right back to where the wheels came off as a child that you forgot about, that explains kind of the rest of your history in relationship, especially, but with yourself in the world. And understand the beauty of that call is people realize they're not broken. You're a product of your past. You're not broken. You're a product of your past. And we know because of trauma release that we could release that. So if you're not broken, because it can be fixed, because it can, then that conversation goes to, well, what's the dream? And we'll talk about the dream. And you can have the dream. We got to take that. We have to take the baggage of your past off of you first for you to get into centered in your body, your essence, knowing who you want, like how you want to live, what's the happy life look like for you. And then, whoo, how are we going to get there? Now, like I said, from there, we'll talk about if you want to jump in, there's different ways to jump in, small, medium, large, right? It's an offer, no pressure. But if you're courageous a little bit and you want to really get to the first injury, I called it, AndreCoaching1. Talk now. I'm here for you.
Wow. Oh, definitely. Thank you so much for that, Andre. Now, before we close,
Yes.
let's take a moment to empower ourselves and everyone listening. Okay. Here in the Starr Room, we believe our words matter. We believe in speaking faith over fear, purpose over doubt, and healing over pain,
Woo.
and possibility over limitation. The blueprint to a millionaire journey is about becoming the person God created us to be through faith, discipline, resilience, leadership, relationships, service, and legacy. So, wherever you are today, I invite you to join us as we speak life, strength, purpose, and empowerment over our journey. I'll say each affirmation first, and then I would love for you to repeat after me.
Starting.
Okay, Andre?
Yes, starting.
I am healthy.
I am healthy.
I am wealthy.
I am wealthy.
I am blessed.
I am blessed. That's a fact.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
I am walking in purpose.
I am walking in purpose.
And I am building the life that God designed for me.
Yes. And I'm building and have built the life that God designed me to be.
And I am building and creating my blueprint to a millionaire.
Yes. And I'm creating my blueprint, becoming a millionaire. Boom.
Amen.
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 Man, that's some good stuff.
Thank you. Now, please, Andre, again, tell everyone again where they can find you, where they can connect with you online and learn more about your coaching programs, resources, speaking engagements,
Yes.
and upcoming projects.
So everything again back to the website and or social media because I have monthly event as well. So projectequinox.net is the website. Uh, and like I said, under all social media under Project Equinox or under Paradis, because I think on TikTok I'm under Paradis, but Project Equinox on Instagram, right? So if you just Google my name, you'll find everything. I'm like right there. So, but come and get it. Like this, like I said, I have monthly events on Zoom, right? Where I teach, I start teaching for very cheap, just kind of an introduction to the work, stuff that you don't know that I teach, but the basic primary stuff, right? Like 4 types of men. By the way, my world is 4 types of men, ladies, right? And the bottom one is the one you keep getting hooked on, right? There's a reason for that. And there's the one you need to understand to avoid and why. On the other side is 4 types of ladies, right? So again, we haven't decoded that for people. We're just hoping this is a good person. We're hoping they want to commit. We're hoping. No, right? You have to do this wide awake. You get a date and understand 4 types of men, 4 types of women. There's four seasons of growing a relationship. We think we're just all kind of flowing through life and just it kind of happens as it does. And no, actually, the same way that there are days, weeks, months, seasons, decades, right? Nature is rhythmic. We keep forgetting that, right? But nature has rhythm. Guess what? There's 4 seasons of being in a relationship. Very predictable. Most people don't think about it and will jump a season trying to because there's too much chemistry because like they don't think like so something like this is basic stuff, but it's so important to understand. If this is your person 3 months into it, and you think, oh, should get married because we finish other sentences and we're so blah 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 blah, right? But people do it, right? They go to Vegas and get married after 3 months, 6 months later want to kill each other because you don't know somebody in 3 months. You know what I mean? So I go, if this is your person, right? They'll be there in a year from now. And now you'll know for sure it's your person. Chill out. But people like go so crazy with like chemistry and wanting to and hanging on and grabbing on and this is it and and then like I said this is chaos, right? So I'm saying all this to say you know yeah, there's things that you need to learn that are basic that I teach in those courses, right? They're like I said online 90 minutes for a few dollars. So I also do live in Los Angeles. So I have this on the ground live because it's a whole different experience, right? When you learn something, get this. Information does not create transformation. Information alone does not create transformations, right? So as human beings, we have to experience it with our bodies in order to own it and know it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like me saying, do your affirmations and feel better about yourself, and you know what I mean. But unless you actually do it, it doesn't record it. You know what I mean? you have to do the things for your nervous system to record it and embrace it and actually connect with it. Eyes, smell, taste, touch, or whatever. Use your senses, integrate, right? So in Los Angeles Live, my event is I actually put men and women in each other's arms, whether they're coupled, married, or singles. And this is so magically simple, but it has to be in person for it to work. It's a visceral experience. In a few minutes, how you show up in a relationship when I put you in somebody else's arms, whether you know them or not, and we do this exercise of movement, right? We're not really dancing, with movement. How you show up in a relationship, the mirror is in your face. You get to experience what it's like to be with you. And it's sometimes not pretty because we're completely blind to it until somebody mirrors it. Do you know what I mean? And that becomes the literally in minutes, like you get to, if you're too passive as a man, right in your face. If you can't be vulnerable as a woman, right in your face, right? And it will explain all your relationship troubles in a few minutes. So that's, if you could be in Los Angeles, like I said, just if you follow the website and Instagram, all the links are there, all the events are there, right? Monthly. Just start following me and see what's available, whether you come online or in person. But it's about doing the work. Again, it's what you don't know that's dangerous. It's what you don't know that messes up your life, period. So, like anything else in life, and sorry, I'm monologuing now, but anything in life, like if you want money, be successful in your investment, what do? You hire a guy who that's what they do, right? A specialist in investment because you don't have that toolkit, right? Right. If you want to be healthy, right, hire a nutritionist. You want to get buff, you go to the gym and hire a trainer. If you want healthy relationships, right? So people who succeed go to people that are specialized in a field and they get the life. But again, most people think relationship is something that should happen more naturally, and it's no longer possible in this modern days because we changed all the rules. So the idea is if it's where you don't know, I say it again, it's where you don't know that may be costing you happiness in relationship. Come and get it. It's your life, it's your responsibility, it's your joy, it's your future, and ain't mine. I'm just here to facilitate. Just saying.
Definitely. So if you want to get it together, you go to Andre. Make sure you follow him. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have a feeling, Andre, we're only scratching
Oh,
the surface.
oh yes.
Yes, and I would love to continue this conversation in the future. Andre, thank you for sharing your wisdom with the Star Room.
Mhm.
To everyone listening, remember that healing is possible, growth is possible, and there is something greater ahead when we continue walking in faith,
Mm.
purpose, and love. And to everyone listening, remember that healing is going to be possible no matter what. Okay, we continue walking in faith, purpose, and love. And remember to lead with faith, lead with love, and never stop pursuing the purpose God has placed on your life. Until next time, keep the faith, trust the process, and continue walking your blueprint to a millionaire.
Drop the mic.
But I
Yes,
just
yes.